20 years of community radio in India when the first CRS was inaugurated in Anna University campus. The journey of community radio in India started in the year 2002 under the able leadership of Prime Minister Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee. When the Government of India approved a policy for the grant of licenses for setting up of community radio stations to well-established educational institutes including IITs and IIMs. As a result, the first community radio station was inaugurated by Bharat Ratna Shri L.K. Advani ji on 1st February 2004. Considering that community radio represents voice of the community, the government decided to broad base the policy by bringing non-profit organizations like civil society, voluntary organizations, etc. under its ambit in the order to allow greater participation by the civil society on issues relating to development and social change. Sangam Radio of Andhra Pradesh became the first radio operated by not-for-profit organization in the year 2006. So till the year 2014, after completion of a decade, a total of 140 stations only were working. But when Prime Minister Modi took up and he assumed the office in 2014, the government introduced a central sector scheme for grant of support to the sector. Provision for financial assistance were made towards setting up of infrastructure for community radio stations. An amount of 7.5 lakh was provided to the organizations once they set up the community radio station. Further, enhanced support was provided to stations of Northeast for promoting penetration of community radio stations in the Northeast. Further, the provision for emergency grants were also made. Since then, we have come a long way. There were 481 community radio stations presently operational in India, and out of which 117 stations are working in the southern region. The Regional Community Radio Sammelan is a celebration of the important work being done by this sector that is giving voice to the voiceless. Community radio stations offer a platform where content is disseminated in localized dialects and regional languages. And I personally feel, and our government feels, that the vernacular language, local language is very important. That is why the new education policy has also been provided in the local languages. So the local context specific issues are raised and discussed in these stations in local ideas. The government is committed to its mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas. It is important to realize the importance of community radio in this direction. Honorable Prime Minister Modi, in his Man Ki Baat, has shown through personal example as how important the radio medium is, and in both speaking to and listening to the public. Each CRS is a reflection of the local model that has been built over the years and the experiential learnings that have been collected and shared. The Sammelan offers an ideal platform for bringing this community closer and enabling this environment of learning, which would in turn go a long way in multiplying community radio stations in the country. I personally feel that community radio iterates that the right of free speech belongs as much to the last person down a village street as it belongs to anybody in the national capital or in the state capital. However, alongside the right to free speech is the right to information of the listener. The listener has the right to receive information of what the government programs are and what his or her entitlements are, and what is expected of him or her in his or her own language. Community radio does that best, and I've seen that many examples. This is why the government treats community radio as a media that needs its support. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has envisioned and is committed to make Viksit Bharat develop India by 2047. In this journey, I believe community radio stations will contribute in their way to encourage people to be part of the journey towards Viksit Bharat. And I'm sure all of you can play a very important role. Community radio stations can take this, idea to the masses. As I mentioned earlier, today the country has 481 odd community radio stations, and this number is set to increase further as government has streamlined the license process. And I'm sure in next 3 years it's going to cross the 1,000 mark. I had been in discussion with various community radio stations, and I found them very enthusiastic and committed. Suggestions given by them have been incorporated in the CRS policy guidelines of the community radio stations. Some of the major policy changes are: now an organization can have more than one CRS in different districts. So if you have a license, you can have more CRS stations. The initial permission period has been increased from 5 years to 10 years. That is the ease of doing business and ease of living by the Modi government. The permissible advertisement duration has been increased from 7 minutes to 10 minutes so that you can earn more and your radio is more sustainable. The rate of advertisement has been increased from rupees 52 per 10 seconds to rupees 74 per 10 seconds for the community radio station. So India is one of the countries in the subcontinent with a very active community radio sector. It is also important to state that this active sector is supported by a proactive government that engages with the community radio stations and all stakeholders and practitioners who give their best in building a people's community radio movement that can give a voice to the voiceless. So my friends, I urge you all to keep the spirit of service in mind as you deliberate in this Sammelan, and when you go back to your respective radio stations, I look forward to a comprehensive report from you on the deliberations which will take place, and I wish you all a very best. Let's disseminate the information, let's entertain them, let's engage them, and let's take a pledge to make India a Viksit Bharat by the year 2047. We can all contribute, and let us contribute. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vanakkam.
Thank you, sir. The words of Honorable Union Minister Shri Anurag Singh Thakur sir always inspire us. He has announced 3 policy changes for CRS. We can have now, one organization can have more than one community radio station in the district, and